Welcome back to wildsunne Art Studio. My name is Robinson, and I am very happy to have you here with me today. I have so many exciting things to do today with you. Please like, comment, subscribe, or share this video. And there's a special reason why you might want to share this video. I am starting a series of 16 videos. In 16 days, I'm going to make 16 videos. And in just a moment, I'll tell you why. I first wanted to show you the bird that I made with the Crayola crayon melter. And I wanted to show you, I'm hoping this is catching the light nicely for you. I just wanted to show you what it looked like. I put some Mod Podge on the top. They have a tendency, these little buttons started to fall off, and I'd heard that happened. So I thought I would just put a layer of gloss Mod Podge on top of the whole thing, and it's worked out really well. So I'm really pleased. Yay! Okay, you ready now? Today is day one of the Valentine's Day celebration. We are going to be making at least one project today. This has been really fun to plan out. I have so many ideas in my head, and it's really, really fun to be here on YouTube with you to make this all happen. So what we're doing today, well, let me show you the base. We're going to take one of these, you know, they look like a binder ring. I am in the picture, aren't I? Yes. And I made these cards 2.5 inches wide by 3.5 inches tall, which is the standard ATC artist trading card size. So I made a bunch of cards, got them all cut up in a bunch of colors of different cardstocks, and then I got out my punch and I punched them all in the same place, you know, just put them on top of each other and stacked them up and punched away. So the idea is that we will decorate all of these cards, and then you can give to your sweetie pie, anybody who's your sweetie pie, family, friends, husband, wife, whoever that may be, you know, a little set of reminders of I love you and you are terrific and I'm so happy that you are in my life. So, of course, I got started a little. Here are some extra hearts right there. And then I have, some of them are feeling a little bit done. Some of them are not feeling so done. Let's put our hearts over here. So I'm thinking that you and I can be making these, maybe make a couple a day. I put this on day one so that by the time we get to February 14th to Valentine's Day, we'll have a whole great big stack of them. I want to encourage you to use any old stickers that you've got. Anybody's pretty scrapbooking paper. This is like a 3-dimensional, it's got layers of different stickers. I used some fancy lace on this one and a sticker from somebody else. I never do this. I mean, not never, but usually I like to make all my own hearts and stickers and stuff. This came off. I'm sorry, I do eat sugar every once in a while. Sometimes more often than others. I seem to be off it for the moment. But anyway, around Christmas time, I found these penny coins, chocolate coins, but it was this big. And I mostly got it because they really, really, really wanted the the metal that it came in. Yes, tiny pleasures for tiny minds. Other people's sticker, other people's sticker. This is, I think that's some sort of candy wrapper. And this is my red tin foil, which I put, oh, it's around here somewhere. I have some red tin foil. I also have, I collect this stuff. I think I told you. So I have all these really fun, see, here's the other part of the coin. There it is. That's better. United States of America. Oh, there was also a gold bar. I had to get that one too. And St. Nicholas came to our house and gave the children some coins. So I stole all the wrappers from those from my children. And they let me do this because they're kind of used to that by now. This is a butterfly from a scrapbooking paper. Yeah, so please play with people's washi tapes and people's stickers and just wander through your stash and put together a whole bunch of little cards. And then if you want, you can write on the back and say, sweetie, sweetie, I love you. You are my favorite kid. You can make one for each of your kids. You are my favorite kid. I have 2 favorite kids. Yeah, you have the key to my heart. Love is stupendous when I'm with you. You know, so play. Oh, and look, I also added a little keychain tag thing. So we can do that, and that'll fit fine with the, and it'll be all lumpy and juicy and great. So this is what happens when I use other people's stuff, but I'm sort of big into using my own designs. So I thought I'd take you through a couple of those. And of course, my first choice is to play with some paper cutting. Oh yay, oh yay. So we have here, I've used up all my red origami paper. It's very sad. So I thought we'd start with some other colors. So let's start with purple just because we can. Okay. So for any of you who have not seen all the other videos that I've made, we use origami paper because it's really thin, but it still is yeah, it's just great. It's a great texture, but it's very thin. So when we start folding the paper up and up and up, then we can still get through it with a reasonable pair of scissors. So this is 2 folds in half and in half again. Now we're going to do the 3rd fold. We're going to fold the front part to the front. And the back part to the back. And I want to remind you that it makes the paper cut all the more symmetrical and beautiful when we go over these folds again and again. You're welcome to use a bone folder or whatever helps you get there. So this paper is obviously way bigger than a card. So I think what I'm going to do, this is my plan. I actually have not already done this. I just thought it up and thought, oh, well, I'll do this with you. Sometimes we who teach like to make it 47 times before we teach it, but because I've already made, well, you know, anyway. We will give this a try. I'm hoping that it works. Alrighty. What will I do? Should I see how the paper ends here? And then there are these, you know, little triangles above. I could cut these out. Sorry, crashing around. I think I will. I'm going to cut out even the stuff up here. Because a heart in the middle, of course. Because it's Valentine's Day. Because what I'm going to do when I open this up is just glue parts of this paper cut onto the cards. So, however much I've got, you know, like it won't cover all, yeah, I don't know really how to explain that to you. It's just going to work. It's just going to. So if you've been with me before while we were cutting out paper cuts, you know what's going on. Actually, it's not very complicated. I'm just cutting little shapes. For those of you, any of you who might not have been here before, what we're trying to do is make more negative space in here than the positive space of the purple. So I'm trying to make my cuts be very close together so that, yeah, I'm making more holes than I have paper. Let's, I don't know. All these things zooming through my head. All these things to do in the next 14 days. Oh, or 16 days actually. Valentine's Day is on a Thursday, and I'm just guessing that some people will choose to have a Valentine's Day date on the Friday or the Saturday that is after Valentine's Day. So I was thinking, why stop just because it's Valentine's Day? Isn't any day a good day to have a Valentine? To send a Valentine? To be a Valentine? I think that it is. So we are going to have a little art studio celebration going on from February 1st until February 16th, Saturday the 16th. What should I do in here? What if I did this? And this isn't the only thing I'm going to teach you today. Actually, you probably know how to do this, so I'm not really teaching anyway. It's just fun to do. Ooh. Confetti party. Ooh, let's do one of these mandalas. I love doing these. So, of course, whatever we cut is half of what we're going to get when we open it up. I kind of like doing these. It's as if it was sunshine. When I changed my name out in California, those many years ago, I took my middle name, which was Robinson spelled the normal way. But I'm not anybody's son. I'm a woman, not a man. So I didn't want to be Robinson. But I also really liked the name, and it's my name. And for all that I'm named after 3 other people. I'm the only one who used the Robinson of my name. My mother and my grandmother and my great-great-great-grandmother were all Elizabeth Robinson. And everybody got nicknames off the Elizabeth. And I got a nickname off of the Robinson. So I wanted to keep that. I didn't want to lose it. But I didn't want to be a son, but like a boy son. So I thought, oh, I can be a sun, like sun in the sky sun. And then I thought, well, have you ever seen, it's a coffee shop, but they use this very Middle English or Old English or whatever way of spelling it. So it's ye, and it looks like oldie, but it's O-L-D-E. But you pronounce it O-L-D because the L and the D are both consonants, and they negate that final E thing that makes the E sound. So it just, the E disappears. We don't hear it. And then coffee, spelled the way coffee is, and then shop, S-H-O-P-P-E. So I remembered that, and I thought, oh, well, I could be sun, S-U-N-N-E. That's how I figured that out. Boy, that was a long time ago. 25, 35 years ago. Wow. Okay, so we are going to open this, and I like to bend back all of the folds as we go so that when I lay it out and I'm done, it'll lie flat on the table and I won't, you know, bend anything in the wrong way once it's undone. So it's kind of lengthy, but it's a good idea. It's a good idea. Look, there's our little heart. Maybe I should have cut more hearts into this. If I decide to do another one, I'll cut more hearts. This isn't opening the way it usually does. Usually it's sort of connected. So I hope you have some lovely plans for your Valentine's Day. You are my plan for Valentine's Day. I'm just going to be celebrating like mad with paper, scissors, and glue, and a couple other things. We'll talk about that in a minute. This paper, you can see, is white on the back and then purple on the front. So it's a little confusing opening it up. There we go. So I just wanted to announce, as a YouTube artist, I have gotten my very first negative comment. I was thinking about it while I was setting up to shoot this video, and I thought, you know, it kind of feels like I'm the Velveteen Rabbit. Remember how in that storybook the Velveteen Rabbit keeps asking the old horse what you have to do to become real? And the horse says, you have to be loved so much that even though your fur's been rubbed off and you've lost your eye and everything, you have been loved so much that you have turned real. So I feel like a little bit of my fur has been rubbed off with a negative comment, and now I'm real. Now I'm a real YouTube artist. Just seemed like kind of a Okay, how am I going to do this? All right, so what I'm going to do is tell myself how much needs to get glued. I'm going to use, this is just Elmer's glue in here, but it comes with this little tiny nibbin. So I'm only going to glue where the red paper is. And then I will take it out from underneath, put it over the top. And hopefully everything will come with the way I want it to. And then I will move this paper cut over to another card and glue some more onto that card. And I will sooner or later end up with a bunch of different cards that all have some pretty paper cut. Now, of course, the other way to do this is to cut the paper the size of these cards before you even start, and then you can cut a whole paper cut that will fit inside this little tiny card. But I thought, oh, let's be crazy. I put it on the back of the card. Very interesting. Well, I guess let's use the big scissors. These cards can have fronts and backs, so maybe more of the words will be important on the front of the card, and then it'll be a surprise on the back. Isn't that pretty? That kind of works. Yay! Yeah, so find yourself a stack of origami paper and a whole bunch of little ATCs. Oh, and I did want to say too that I chose the ATC size. I'm familiar with it and it works for me, and it seemed to kind of counterbalance the weight of the ring, the weight and the size of the ring. So let's not put two reds together. But you could make, you know, little 1x2 cards. You could do a smaller ring, a bigger ring, bigger cards, smaller cards, whatever you want. And your sweetie pie. I'm going to put these all on whether they're actually done or not, just to get a little bit of the feel of how lovely and luscious. See, now this heart comes out over, but it doesn't get in the way of the hole, so I think that'll work out okay. Okay, is that all? Ooh, we have this one too. This one's not done, but it's okay, because I can always undo it and keep making them. But see how the plain cards are all flat and lie together, and then these cards are all lumpy, and they have lots of stuff going on. So I'll keep working on that, and remind me, I will, I'll have to put a sign up for myself. I will show you my ring. Oh, I might actually show this to you beforehand, because as I've been setting up these 16 days of Valentine's, I've been thinking that I want to send them to my various Valentines, and a bunch of my Valentines live far away from me. So in order to get them there in time, I'm going to, let's see, if Valentine's Day is a Thursday, I'm probably going to want to send them all out on Saturday before, which I think is the 9th. So by the time I make the video for the 9th, I will show you what this looks like, and then I can put it in a box and send it to my Valentine, one of my Valentines. Okay, so I showed you how to do this. I will continue gluing these on other cards later, and I'll use all these other papers too. But we will save that, and I want to teach you the next really completely fun medium. I want to show you metal duct tape. This is like aluminum foil that has sticky paper. Fold it towards the metal, and then the back comes off. So this is sticky, and it's got a backing on it. And what's really great, I've found metal tape in 2 widths. This one is 1 7/8, which is great. I've used that for years. But this one is, I think, 2 7/8. And the thing that's great about this is that it can cover, how exciting is this? It can cover an ATC. So we're going to use that, and then I will show you. These are really just insanely cool things you can do with metal tape. So again, we pull the tape, curl the tape towards the metal. The metal will keep the curl, but the backing paper is kind of plasticky and it doesn't keep the curl. So then you can separate the two. And that's going to be the front, so we'll put front side down. Do a couple more. Let's do a purple one. Oops, not exactly correct. Let's do a red one. Then we will put this off. You can find metal duct tape, and this isn't the kind of rubbery stuff that I always thought was called duct tape. Duct tape. This is really, it's like aluminum foil. It's metal. It's so much fun. So actually, the way to not gum up your, oh, this isn't going to work, is it? Depends if I can see through. If you cut the paper, oh, I really can't see. So I might be gumming up my scissors, which would be a sad thing, but there we are. See that there's some wrinkles? See these wrinkles? This was the end of the tape and it had kind of got gnarled up a little bit. There is, this is a flat pen. That takes almost all of the wrinkles out. Isn't that cool? Ooh, don't get it by the paper cut. That would destroy that. You can also take the back of your fingernail, kind of polish, and I don't know if you can see, there's still a little grinchiness, but we'll be fine. Now I am going to put this tape back onto the front. This is using the tape as a decorative element. It's just rubbing the flat back of my fingernail on the tape, which will flatten that out. And of course, you're welcome to just curl the tape up over onto the back. That would be fine. All right, I think we can now say we've used it up or worn it out. And I'll cut here. So I'm hoping that my little camera will give you some good pictures. Okay, if I flash that in the light, you can see where all the extra pieces are, right? Isn't that fun? And right there is where I'll re-punch the hole. Okay, now this is a Sharpie pen. It's one of those fine nib pens. Any permanent ink pen will work. This is fine. I happen to have a Sharpie. So you can make these little dots, and it ends up looking like rivets in the metal. Oh, I just thought of a cute little phrase. I fall to pieces. How do you spell pieces? P-I-E-C-E-S? That's great having a brain. I used to know these things, and now I second guess myself. P-I-E-C-E-S. P-E-I. Oh no, it's I-E. It really is I-E. Sometimes I-E works and sometimes it doesn't. Anyway, about, I don't know, 10 or 15 years, I started doubting my ability to spell. And now I'm not as good a speller as I was very confident speller. No, I'm not. It's annoying. I-E-C-E. I fall to pieces. This is from the Patsy Cline song. I fall to pieces. This is a little codependent, but it's cute. Without you. So do you see that? I'll hoping this will, by making these little dots, they look like rivets. And because I'm using a permanent ink pen, I did smudge it a little up there, but for the most part, the ink will stay put. And we have a nice industrial looking Valentine. You ever fly on an airplane and you look out the window, you can see the wing, and it's got a bazillion rivets in it. I think, okay, I trust, I have faith, we're going to get there. It's a little extra piece. So I'm sort of taking some extra time here, but yeah, this is the deal. You can make a card. I've seen cards that have the other pieces, corners, triangles, rectangles of pieces all over the whole thing. It's so effective. It looks really, really cool. So there we go. And I think what I will do is put a little piece of paper over that so that I do not gum up my... But see how, I think you can see right there the little shadow of where the punch was before. So I can get it in the right place. There we go. And then the paper goes away. I fall to pieces. Sorry, didn't get enough breath there. There we go. Another one. All right, what else can you do? Here's a wonderful thing that you can do. Oh, wow. You'll get lost in this. Well, maybe you won't. I get lost in this. It's like, oh, I could do that. I could do that. I could do that. Yeah, so then I'm here until midnight. And then you can't focus at work and you tell your children to go make their own dinner. And yeah. It's wonderful being an artist, isn't it? I don't know what I'm going to do with that. We'll figure it out. So if you have any kind of Sharpie, any color, any color, but fine tip like this. And the reason why I say Sharpie is just because of, do I have any more in here? Maybe, I do not. Oh, I have orange. Did I just see purple? Purple, yay! This is permanent ink, and so it sits on the metal pretty well. Good idea to go over with the back of your thumb, these edges, so they kind of curl onto the paper. And there's where the little hole is that I will have to repunch. So, fine tip Sharpies have enough strength in their point to actually make a little indentation into the metal kind of sinks into the paper, yeah, and I'm not rubbing my finger over it because I want the ink to really dry before I do it so I don't smudge it. But it makes a little ripple in the... This is so much fun. It's so much fun because I keep thinking, oh, and I could do this. I think this is another one of these art projects that I may have to continue later when I'm on my own. But you're getting the right idea. Yes? You just make up shapes and doodles and... Oh, let's try to do this. I saw somebody... I mean, it was just a drawing, but it was the tutorial of how to do a ribbon thing. Oh, I guess I was supposed to go over to there. Where does this go? Oh, that's how it goes. I wish I had a red marker. We'll write it with blue. I love you. I know who's getting these cards. This person will be very happy. I'm not going to say who it is because, I mean, even gender-wise, because then they would know that it's them, and it's going to be a surprise. So anything that you like to doodle, doodle it on metal, and your little artist fingers will be forever changed. Okay, so here's the deal. You can get these big old rolls of metal tape. Now look how thick they are. I mean, this is a lot of artist trading cards. This one I got at my local hardware store. It's back where the other kinds of tapes are, usually near paint, where all the masking tape is and the regular kind of duct tape and anybody else's version of tape. And the metal stuff is there too. And this one, my regular little hardware store did not have this. I still have never seen it there, but I found it at a Home Depot a couple of years ago, and I think they've had it all along. So I was sorry, because when you use this, oh goodness, we're making a mess. When you use the stuff that's skinnier, then you have to overlap it, which is okay, but then you have to sort of work the overlap into the general design. So this stuff is a miracle because it's big enough. Okay, so you can draw into, oh, I once got an ATC from my son, and he had drawn a dragon with just a ballpoint pen. And it was amazing. It was gorgeous. So really, you can draw on them with the fine tip markers. You can also draw into them with ballpoint pens. You can also draw into them with a pencil. Now, probably not a mechanical because the point is so sharp and thin that I have a tendency to start tearing the metal. So use a regular number 2 pencil and wear down the point just a little bit. Oh, I'm sitting here looking. This is a little big, but you can use any piece of wood, like the tip of a little paintbrush. This is a little big, but I think you can make marks by sort of pressing things into it. I'm not quite sure what you would do, but I mean, it will make any mark. You can take your thumbnail, you know, and make little scratch marks. Ooh, you probably could take stuff that scratches it, like a fork. I hope your teeth are not doing what my teeth are doing at the very thought of that. But you could just take anything with a pointy edge and make little, oh, let's do that on the other card and just test out how that works. So I'm cut around the edges. Yeah, see, so you can make marks. This can be a scribble Valentine. And this doesn't have any color. Oh, but you know what you can do? If you're scribbling and making marks with some other something or other, here. Sorry, I'm making a lot of noise. What I was looking for, and I don't have one here, is I could take a red Sharpie with that medium tip, you know, or a chisel tip or something, and you can color on this. And I wish I could show you what the effect was. See, if I try doing it with this, well, I could just do this too. This is a big scribble Valentine. It occurs to me you may not be able to see what I have just done. So let me show you. So most of these scribble marks I just made with the corner of the clothespin. And then I took the fine point and scribbled over that. If you had a medium point, kind of turned it on its edge a little bit, you could get color onto the metal, and once you let it dry, then it's permanent and it'll stay put. That'll be fun to keep working on. Yeah, so there. This has been, I'm sure, a really long video, but it's Valentine's Day. We are preparing to say I love you to as many people as possible. And we need art to do that, right? So I hope that you have tons of art in your life and that you have tons of love in your life. And take it from somebody who got a little confused on this issue. We need to love ourselves too. So make sure that in the next 16 days, while we're making bucket loads of art, and we will share our art, probably at least one of the things that we make in the next 16 days, you should keep for you as a way to remind yourself that, and me to remind myself, that we all love ourselves, and that is one of our first, well, it really is. I mean, even when I had little kids, my first obligation was to me, and I didn't pay attention to that as strongly as I might have, to my Oh gosh, what a noise. Then it became a big challenge later on. So we could take care of ourselves right now and then not be challenged later on. So yay. Yeah, I just wish you lots of love and lots of art. Those are the two best things in the whole wide world. And I am wishing these things for you. I will see you tomorrow with project number 2. Okay, see you then. Bye.